Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to I guess fix the AC on my truck. I'm not going to say fix the AC. So I was going home one day from work, and I really hope this door being open isn't blocking me out. But anyways, heading home from work, it was like 85 degrees. Had my auto temp control set on like 70, and I'm feeling out the vents. I'm like, man, this is not very cold. And obviously it's a 14 Sierra, so I'm thinking, man, my condenser's probably leaking. Super common problem. If you're a car guy, you know that these trucks have issues with condensers. So I wait a few days, go ahead and evac it, and it's like not even 1/10 of a pound short on refrigerant. So I'm like, well, that's not going to cause it to not blow cold. So I recharge it, still the same. Go and hook the scan tool up, and lo and behold, there's a code. So we're going to go out to the truck. I'm going to show you what the code is. All right, I got the motors hooked up. We're going to go to the HVAC control module. Try to do this without interfering with you guys. Oh no, my hood's open. We're going to go to the HVAC control module. We have automatic, so we'll select that. And if we go into display codes, if you can see that. Main temperature control feedback circuit, short to battery or open. So I go back, go to data, go to door position data. And it helps if you guys have a scan tool, especially if you got a newer vehicle. So, all right, the main is going to be the left side, driver's side. So there is my actual count, 108, 115, and then the desired is 48. So let me get off that so we can see both of them. I'll turn auto off. You see it's kind of all over the place, but it's not getting cold. If I go all the way hot, so you see it says 954. Left actual door position is 954 or 956 somewhere. But anyways, go back to low. Should be at 48. And it might drop. I don't know, before I could get it to drop. And anyways, so what I'm getting at is either have an actuator problem or a door problem. So for the most part, it's wanting to try to work. So if I think it's a door problem, this entire dash, everything, center console, seats, all of it has to come out. The actuator itself, I can do through the glove boxes, which is what I'm going to show you how to do, and replace it. This is your actuator. If you have a 13 or like an 8 to 13, this actuator is like $300. This one through Amazon is like $35. So for me, I'm gonna spend $35, put this in, calibrate them, and we'll see what happens. It may fix it, it may not, but I'd rather try $35 than tear my whole dash apart, including the heater box. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is remove the lower and upper glove boxes. So whatever receiver, I don't even know. Alright, take stuff out of it. These are really handy if you get a hold of them. It's for taking the antenna off without having to use a metal tool, possibly scratching paint. Look out. Alright, to take the bottom one out, you have to take the bottom out before you take the top. You have two T15 screws there, and you have two underneath going straight up into it. And if you saw my cabin air filter video, you know how to take this out. So we're going to go and get started on that. I'm going to reposition the camera. And then to get the top one out, you're just going to have these two after this one's out, and then this will pop out as well. All right, hopefully it'll stay. I got it sitting on the seat. Take that one out. Now this is a shortcut for this, because actually by the manual, they want you to take the whole dash apart because it's actually like positioned up on top above the radio. Done a few Silverados this way, and it's been fairly successful. So we're gonna see if we can do a Sierra the same way. All right, once that glove box is out, you can actually see it's right there. That's the actuator itself. So the actuator you're going to see has 3 screw holes, but in actuality, only this hole here and this one over here have screws in it. This just has an alignment pin going through that. So you can actually kind of see the shiny silver of one screw. The other one's going to be back there. So what we're going to need to do is, I believe we're going to take this module out here and possibly that one there. I'm trying to do this with least intrusion as possible. Alright, so there's 2 7mm bolts, one there, one there, one there. Well, I guess 3. I think I said 2. That is for your bracket that I got off this side for your HMI module. You can leave it all connected and shove it out of the way. It gets really, really tight, and my hands aren't the smallest. So I just disconnect the module since I have the scan tool to clear codes. So it's out of the way, and then I can slide this well out of the way. Up on top of the heater box, there is this little module. I don't remember if this is like an auxiliary body control module. I'm not really sure, but there's 4 plugins for it. I disconnect those, take the retaining tab off, and then now you can actually reach your hand, and then I'm not gonna be able to put it on camera, but now I can feel screw 1, screw 2, and then once those are out, then I can get to the connector. All right, we got the old one out. It is, I believe, this one. Yeah, we got the old one out, and you can't see, I got my electric ratchet up there with a adapter and my T15 to get the 2 screws out. The one towards the back, you can see it faintly from this side, so I was able to walk it out all the way and then shove my hand up in there, grab the actuator with my finger on that screw to get it out without dropping the screw. Drop screw, you can use a magnet and try to get it, but it's gonna suck really, really bad. So we're going to get the new one in there. I'm not going to plug it in until I have it seated. That way if the control module tries to do some crazy cycling, it doesn't ruin the new actuator. Alright, I got the new one installed. Everything's hooked up. Screws are tightened down. Obviously there's torque spec. I just get them snug because there's no way you're getting a torque wrench up there. So now you're going to be tempted to want to test it prior to anything else, but reinstall the modules while your key's still off. Get everything reinstalled, plugged back in. That way you have less of a chance of a DTC setting. Now, I want to make it clear. I may have said this is easier than pulling the dash. Yes. But by no means am I saying this job is easy. This job sucks. My arm don't look that bad, but it stings pretty bad from shoving my arm up there. But definitely doable this way instead of removing, like I said, the entire dash, steering column, everything to get to it. So I'm gonna finish putting everything together, and then we're gonna test and see if it actually fixed it or not. All right, both of the modules are all hooked back up. Everything is back to where it's be. All the bolts are tight. I didn't mention at the beginning, but this would be a great time if you haven't checked your cabin air filter. Right behind here is your cabin air filter, so before you throw your glove box in, you might as well just check it. Save yourself a little bit of work later. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, that we have to, actually I think it's in our module setup. We're gonna do actuator recalibration. So it tells you when you're placing module, starts automatically, transmission park, start the engine, calibrate on the next screen. which now it's got a countdown, so as soon as it gets done, we'll come back. Alright, now it says procedures complete, cycle ignition, verify no TTC set. So, off. Fire back up. Exit. Exit. Display codes. And that says it's a history DTC. So let's go ahead and clear that. Cleared. Let's go to the datas. Door position. Alright, let's turn auto off. There we go. Alright, it's at 155, it's getting 62. I'm not as worried about that because the air coming out of these vents is freaking cold. So we'll go all the way to the high side. $943, so it's a little bit 6 off. No, wait, because we're not on high. There's high. $949. Yeah, 5 off from the high. $7 off from the cold. I am definitely not worried about that. Even if you look at the right's about the same. So we'll turn this back on to auto. I'm gonna set it back with my like 72, 73. And yes! That is what I'm talking about. Did it through there. Yeah, arm sore. Did it through there, didn't have to pull this whole dash. Literally can do this job and I'm gonna say half an hour. Even if it's an hour is a heck of a lot better than spending a day, 2 days, 3 days, however long it's gonna take you to pull every bit of this apart. So that's the shortcut. Unless you have ginormous arms and hands and get somebody else to help you who's got small hands, because even mine, I'm not a super big guy, and my arms were scraping getting up in there. But it's done, it's fixed. We're gonna put the glove box back in. Like I said, she's all back together. One thing I didn't mention is when I had the actuator, I was actually able to reach in and grab the gear and make sure the door felt like it was moving from end to end to make sure it wasn't stuck or broken, etc. And it seemed to move freely. Worst case scenario though is you spend the half hour to an hour doing this, spending $35. You find out that yeah, it didn't fix it, the door's broken or something, you have to take the whole dash out. Well, if I'm taking the whole dash out, that actually is getting replaced anyways. So spend the hour now, confirm it doesn't fix it or fix it, whichever way it goes. But then you already have the new actuator put on the new door. That's all I got for today. If you found this useful, give it a thumbs up. Again, like I said, this is not what I would say a super easy job. It sucks, but it's a lot better than pulling the whole dash apart. So, alright guys, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, and we will see you next time.